Facts about the Batmobile from 1989's Batman. In Tim Burton's Batman from 1989, the Batmobile takes center stage in the movie's major action set pieces. Most famously, Batman bursts into Joker's Gotham art gallery and rescues Vicky Vale by crashing through the ceiling and speeding away with her in the heavily armored Batmobile. Although the car is severely damaged during that escape, Batman later retrieves it. In the climax, he uses the Batmobile to crash into the Axis chemical plant to thwart the Joker's poison gas plot. These scenes underscore the car's role as Batman's Predator vehicle. It bursts onto scenes, overpowers obstacles, and physically carries Batman into and out of danger. In the 1989's movie Batman Behind the Scenes, two full-scale Batmobile replicas were built, a hero car and a stunt car. Both were heavily altered from their Chevy Impala origins. The frame was stretched about 30 inches and widened by roughly 2 feet, and the chassis was lowered to give the Batmobile its long, low profile. The exterior body was made of Kevlar for lightweight strength. The two cars were used strategically. One remained pristine for close-ups and actor shots, while the other was sent through dangerous stunts. In fact, the stunt Batmobile was driven through walls of fire during filming. That car was also equipped with practical weaponry. For instance, real machine guns on hydraulic mounts in the fenders and exploding bombs in the wheel hubs, to simulate Batman's gadgets on screen. For the 1989's movie Batman, production designer Anton Furst deliberately crafted the Batmobile for as a wholly original war machine car. Furst later explained he threw everything else out the window and wanted an expression of Batman's armor and power. The team drew on diverse inspirations, from Utah salt-flat racing cars to 1950s Corvette Stingray muscle cars and even stealth aircraft like the Blackbird jet, to create a vehicle that blended retro and futuristic styling. The result is a roughly 20-foot-long low-slung Predator on wheels. A satin black body with enormous wheels, a massive central turbine intake, and batwing-shaped fins, and a narrow, visor-like windshield. Every detail was chosen for impact. For example, the intake snoot came from a Rolls-Royce jet engine and the blades from a Harrier fighter jet. Underneath its futuristic shell, the 1989 Batmobile was fundamentally a modified 1960s Chevrolet. Both cars were built on stretched Chevrolet Impala chassis. In fact, wrecked 1968 Impalas were purchased and rebuilt. They retained big block Chevy V8 engines coupled to an automatic transmission. Despite its menacing look, the Batmobile was not a high-speed racer. In testing, one unit reached about 92.7 miles per hour before excessive vibration set in. Due to its weight and armor, designer Anton Furst himself quipped the finished Batmobile was actually slower than a Honda by comparison. After filming, the stunt replicas were refitted for exhibition use. The V8s were often replaced with 48-volt electric motors for safety. Those electric versions can go only about 30 miles per hour, as reports note. What happened to the Batmobile from 1989's Batman after filming? All of the original 1989 Batmobiles survive in some form and have become prized collectibles. After the films, the Hero Batmobile and its stunt doubles were acquired by collectors or museums. Notably, one of the stunt cars ended up on display at the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles, while another was acquired by a private. A third Batmobile used for exhibitions spent years at a New Jersey amusement park before being bought by a private owner. The museum-quality preservation of these cars reflects their rarity. Only 5 were ever built for Burton's first 2 Batman films, and each has an authenticated screen pedigree. In summary, the surviving 1989 Batmobiles now serve as museum pieces or auction exhibits, cherished by collectors of film history.